Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the Eli Show, the podcast episode 5. How everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody doing okay. I have a special guest today, an old friend of mine, back to high school, my friend Dave Morales. How you doing, Dave? How's everything, my brother?
Hey, what's going on?
What's
What's
up?
going on, bro?
Yeah, man. How's life, Papa? How's life? How was your day so far?
My day was pretty good so far, maintaining. How you been?
I'm doing great, man. Busy day like always. Keeping
Working hard?
myself doing something. I always have to do something. You already know how it is. And doing my thing. I'm so happy to having you in here, brother. It's been a lot to
Definitely.
me. Yeah, it's been a lot, like it's something that I want to do for a very long time. We'll be talking so many time, like how to do this, the photography. Remember when it was a
Yeah.
period of time that we was talking about photography, all of that, and but finally we're here. If you want, you can tell the people how we meet each other. How it was back in high school, right?
It
In
was back
Roosevelt,
in high
right?
school. It was way back in high school in Roosevelt High School, Fordham
Mm-hmm.
Leadership for Business and Technology.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what class we was in, but we met there. We also knew you remember Emmanuel?
Yes.
Emmanuel. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We had him, like there was all of us there.
Mm-hmm.
Miguel,
Oh yeah, I remember
um,
Miguel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who
Who else?
else? There was the other Emmanuel too. There was two Emmanuels.
Right, right.
There was Emmanuel Mercedes, I believe his last
Yeah,
name
I
was.
believe so. Yeah, yeah, Mercedes. Yeah, yeah,
Y el otro, I don't remember his last name,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there was them two. But
Both
yeah,
of
it
them,
was.
they'll follow me in Facebook. So like that
Oh
would be,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So hopefully they can see this live, and we can, or maybe
and we could
one day
talk.
we can all talk together in the podcast. That would
Definitely,
be great. That would be
definitely.
insane. Yeah, that's for sure.
I
That's
mean,
for sure.
I only have I only have Emmanuel Mercedes. I only have him
Hmm.
on my Facebook. I don't remember the other one. I don't remember his last name, and I don't remember, like, that was years.
Hmm.
It's been what, like a good almost 15 years now,
Yeah, man. It
possibly.
was, it was because I remember I come to this country in 2005.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think, yeah, by late 2005 or early 2006. That's why we meet each other. That's
Hmm.
for sure. And since that time, we know each other and all of that. But I have a I tried to do things, some project with Emmanuel Mercedes, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, like never worked. He moved from, I believe he moved from New York. I don't know sure, and all of that. But sometimes I see what he does and things like that. But
Yeah,
hopefully he doing okay, and hopefully he can interact, with us one day and get all
definitely,
together. Yeah, that would be great. That
definitely.
would be great
That would
if
be.
we all can get together, and
Yeah,
and and, and all of that.
because I seen that he does, or he was doing podcasts as well before. No, right? That's what he was trying to do before. He was trying to do like some podcasts.
Yeah, he tried to do some podcast. He tried to do his own YouTube stuff, TikTok, everything. He tried everything,
Yeah,
but I don't know if he keep working on that. It will be interesting, like to look out for him and see how he's doing. I believe it will be a perfect time to look for him and see what's going on. That would be
yeah,
great.
definitely,
That would be great to
definitely.
look out for him and all of that. That
Yeah,
would be awesome.
his birthday actually just passed in January. I know that,
Hmm.
So, but I see him on like on Facebook and stuff like that from time to time, and I see that
Hmm.
he's doing pretty good. He's maintaining and everything like that. But I mean, it would be good for us to just sit there one day and just all of us just sitting there in a podcast talking about just
Right.
everything and anything. It doesn't even matter what we talk about. Just catching up on time and trying to, just
Right.
figure out life.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that would be great. would love to do that. I will.
Definitely.
I think that would be great for me, and that would be great. I would love to do that. I would love to have time with you guys. Like I said before, I'm a very extremely busy person, but
Hmm.
I'm the type of person that I never have excuse. I find my way and I find the time always. I always find the time to do the things to do. That's why sometimes I don't know if you hear in my past episodes about people, there's the about real and fake people.
Hmm.
Sometime in life you want to grow,
Yeah.
you want to get mature, and unfortunately there's a group of people that want to stay in the same hole,
In the same position.
and you cannot grow successfully in life if you stay there. Sometimes you have to walk your own path,
Hmm.
to get what you want in life. And some
Definitely.
people unfortunately they don't like that. They'll start to see you as the bad guy. Oh, you betrayed us, blah blah. You don't talk to us anymore. No, like you test me, I'm going to test you back. You call me, I will call you back. I
Hmm.
always answer. I'm a person that always answer people back.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person that ignore you.
Yeah.
I always answer back. That's who I am. Of course, if I had the time, I'm going to, how I look out for you. You always going to see a like or maybe a comment on your post. You're going to see me
Def-
comment. You're going to see me liking your post. That's me. Hey, I still look out for you. I still care about you. Even if I
Definitely.
not text you, even if I not call you. Not like
Hmm.
other people that see your post and they will comment and they will like.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know
I
what I'm
know
saying?
exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
you
I know
know.
exactly what you mean because that's how it is sometimes. Because some people they'll sit there and they'll check it out. They'll see this. They'll see that. Like you're throwing out positive feedbacks and positive stuff out there, but they're just sitting there like, yeah, okay, cool, and just continue to push and moving forward and not even worried about that. But you, on the other hand, like I've noticed that. Like there's times where I'll post up something on like on my story or on my Instagram, and like you'll come up and you'll like it and like always like even if we're not talking, that still shows that you still care and you're still there
Of course,
regardless,
of course, 'cause I'm a real one. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I always say this, this is going to be funny and hilarious, but I always say if you walk with me, you never walk alone. Like
Mhm.
you become my friend, you friend for life. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Eh,
Definitely.
it's funny when I hear people saying that I not talk to them, I betray them. I say that's bullshit. I always
Mhm.
say I never have enemy.
Yeah.
If you say that I'm your enemy, it's you creating that.
Yeah.
It's you thinking like that. It's
It's
you
your
seeing that.
Mhm.
It's your decision to be my enemy. But if I'm
Yeah.
your enemy, why you not block me then?
Yeah, exactly.
Why
And
you
if I'm
keep
your enemy,
following me?
like, what is it that I did that made me your enemy? Like, what did I do? So that, like, talk to me, let me know, so that way I can understand and try to see if we could figure something out instead of sitting there just saying, "Oh, you're my enemy and you did this, that, and the other,"
Right.
and just like, but yet you still want to be their friend, you still want to watch their page, and that like you said in your last podcast with your other friend, like those are just haters. Like those are just
Hmm.
haters. They just want to sit there and continue to watch you and continue to see where you're
Yeah.
at and where you're going. And they just wanna feed off of that. They just want to latch on, but they don't want to say anything. You know?
Yeah. It's funny, but it is what it is. Probably next week, maybe next week, I'm going to talk about deep on that.
Hmm.
Maybe by Tuesday, next Tuesday. If you want to be involved on that conversation, that's a
Okay.
topic I'm going to play next week. Where my friend Sandra, and by the way, Sandra, I see you. You on Instagram, I see you. You're watching me. Thank you for that. So yeah, and Fernando. So we can probably the 4 hours talk about
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that. Yeah, and having you on that. But yeah, back to what we are talking. So yeah, it's unfortunately, man. But it is what it is. I just do me, and nobody going to stop me. Nobody going
No,
to
no,
kill my vibe. You know what I'm
no.
saying? So this is what I want to do. That's why I'm here, and they're still back there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
you're still
simple as
pushing
that.
yourself forward. You're still pushing yourself forward. Like you've made it this far, and you're still continuing to push yourself to make it even further in everything and anything that you're trying to do. Like
Mhm.
I used to watch your YouTube videos where you used to do the what was it? Some of the challenges that you used to do, and like almost every and anything that you used to do on your YouTube video, I've always watched it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
have.
always just there
Damn,
sitting there.
I have a lot of stuff on YouTube. I need to
You
figure out
do?
what I need to clean my YouTube because I have all kinds of stuff. I got from challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I got cook off. I
Yep.
got what else? I got reaction videos. I got
Yeah,
regular
that
vlog. I
too.
got traveling vlogs, and now I have the podcast.
That too, that
So,
right there, your reaction videos, I wanted to try to do stuff like that as well, like to try to like do like little reaction videos to like certain stuff and try to like push myself out there. Like I said, I'm trying to do the podcasting. This is actually my second episode on my behalf, you know. But like now that I have somebody to actually communicate with and get their input on questions, and
mhm.
we could continue to push it forward from here, like
Yeah.
it's just gonna take its time, like one step at a time,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
little by little, step by step. It's no rush. You want something to work, you need to take your time,
Mm-hmm.
doing little by little, and no rush. Look, I've been doing this in 2015, so we in
Mm-hmm.
2024. So you know
Yeah,
what I'm
almost 10
saying?
years.
Like it's little by little, little by little, and you will get to the position that you want to be.
Yeah.
So speaking about that, can you please tell the people that don't know about your postcard, like about the test? I hear the episode that you have about your testimony and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, can you please to the people that don't know you, can you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, all right, so in the video, well, not even the video, in my podcast that I did, probably maybe a month or two back, I was pretty much talking about how, from back when I was probably like 15, I used to smoke marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
I used to smoke a lot. I used to just smoke every day. I used to smoke to sleep, smoke to eat, smoke to function, thinking that it would sit there and help me with my day. But
Right.
and it took me some time to finally like, just let it go and just continue to try to push myself forward. And I couldn't have done it by myself without, God, because God sat there and he helped me open up my mind and open up my heart and see that he could transform me. So one day about 6 months ago, I was over there I went to church with one of my old coworkers. I stopped by there and um, I was hearing the word of God and I started to feel like a little shift, a little transform in my life, but I wasn't really paying attention to it as much.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got out of church, like I got home and I went and I smoked still, and I was still living that life, I
Right.
was still sinning, at the same time, but I still heard the message, so um a couple of weeks later go by, and I happened to be at a store, and I was trying to get myself my marijuana and whatnot so that way I could smoke. And some kid, he comes up to me and he tells me, he's like, I can't believe that they didn't tell me. And I mind you, I've never seen this kid before. I don't know
Mhm.
who he is. I don't know where he came from. And he's like, I can't believe they didn't tell me. And I'm like, what's up? Like, what happened? And he's like, I can't believe they didn't tell me that he died. Like his friend had passed away.
Mm.
And like I'm like, but what happened? Like something told me that I had to ask him what happened. Like he entered my path for a reason, you know? So I asked him, and he tells me, he's like that his friend was maybe 14 years old and they were at a party, and his friend wanted to smoke and get high that day, and he decided to leave the party, go buy some weed from somebody he didn't know. He bought
Mm-hmm.
the weed, and when he smoked it, it killed him.
Oh
So it
shit.
was it was laced with something, probably fentanyl or something, but it was laced with something, and it just took him right then and there. Kid was only
Oh god.
14 years old.
Wow.
So I sat there and I'm like, man, like I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I know where I get my stuff from, but then again, I don't know if the people that I know, if they know where they're getting their stuff from, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we all can't really know, like, if we're actually getting what we're trying to get, you know? So, like later on that week, I'm trying to smoke. I was trying to like light up my blunt, and I'm trying to light it. Nothing, like, it wasn't, the lighter wasn't lighting. So I'm like, what's
Okay, you know
going
what's
on?
turning around? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't turning on, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, okay. And every time when I would sit there and try to smoke, like nothing, like I wasn't getting the same feeling. I wasn't feeling high. I wasn't like, it wasn't doing anything. So like a couple of days after that, I had like a little clip like about like this, and I had it in a jar. I took it, dropped it downstairs, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. But it
Mm.
was hard because I'm sitting there after I did that. I'm saying to myself, I'm like, but how am I gonna be able to like sleep? Because I
Right.
used to smoke to sleep. I'm like, how am I gonna be able to eat? How am I gonna be able to do this, that, or the other? Like how am I gonna be able to function?
Yeah.
And after that, like my first night, I slept like a baby. I slept like a
Wow.
baby, and I was gone, you know? And like I kid you not, in the past like maybe 15 years or so, like from when I started to smoke, I did not
Mm-hmm.
dream. I haven't dreamt. I didn't know what a dream felt like. But
Okay.
once I stopped smoking, like that's when I started to dream a lot. Now I have dreams every, like, you can say every single day. Every time when I'm sleeping, now I'm dreaming, and I
Wow.
feel like that right there while I was smoking, like it was like preventing myself from dreaming. It was like just you'll knock out, that's it, and you wake up and you do the same thing again, you know? So it's been, like I said, it's been about 6 months now, and at times, like I tell some people, like I do sometimes not get the urge or like the taste for it, but like sometimes I'll just sit there and be like, yeah, I just want to try it. I want to do it again, just once. But it's like if I do it just once, I've already made it this far. That's just gonna push me back. I'm at 6 months right now. If I sit there and just take one pull, now I'm at day one,
Exactly.
and I'm not gonna sit
That's
there
the
and
harder.
put.
That's the harder part. Sorry for interrupt. That's the harder
No, no,
part.
you're fine.
Like like you trying to live, you know, finish that. But it's like it's so many years doing it. That it's really extremely hard to
Mm-hmm.
to it's like if for example it's like my addiction is not drug but it's food. That's my
Mm-hmm.
addiction. I'm trying to lose weight. Why? Because I'm near to 40, and diseases. It's like a open door for diseases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I need to get help. But it's like every time that I started, every time that I doing it, it's like addiction. It's like I see something. Oh, I want to. Boom! I jump and eat it. Like I cannot handle it anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
that always been my struggle. So I totally understand you, bro. I totally understand you.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like how you said like you'll get those urges and like for an example, or you'll get those temptations,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know.
position.
So
Yes.
so like for an example, when I was probably on my first week or second week of not smoking, somebody I know, he sits there and he's like, "Oh, bro, like I rolled this and I want you to taste it." And I'm like, "Bro, like I quit." And that right there, it felt good to me to say those words because it's like that's temptation trying to knock at my door, and I'm telling temptation, no, like I'm already done with this. Like you could continue to knock, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
answer. And then a couple of days after that, somebody else tells me, he's like, "Oh, bro, like you want to come with me to the shop real quick? I could buy this, that, and the
That was
other."
that was the devil. That was the devil
That's
right there. That was the
definitely,
devil. That was the devil,
definitely.
man.
Because he always sits there and he's sitting there trying to lure you back in. He's like, listen, like I understand you're on this path right now, but you need to come back over here to the dark side. And it's like, bro, no,
Hmm.
like I'm already done. Like I've already had maybe 5 people trying to like get me to smoke again, and I'm like, listen, I already quit. And when they ask me like, oh, really? Like I say, yes, it's 5 months, it's 6 months. Like I'm done with it. I don't have the urge. I don't have the taste for it. I'm not worried about it. Like I already let it go. That's that. Like and like I said, if I sit there and try to just do it once more again, that's just gonna push me back. And it's gonna like I don't know if I would try it again, like if it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna continue to smoke it. I'm gonna, like, but and that comes back to like there's a poem that I wrote, and it's like I don't like to live on those what if type of situations because those what if situations are a scenario that you're creating that doesn't even exist. You're
Right.
creating something that isn't even happening. It's all in your mind. It's something that you're just sitting there like, oh, what if this would happen? Like if I would have did this, what if that, and what if this, and what if that? That's like you're trying to push yourself to become a better person.
Hmm.
You can't sit there and push yourself to become a better person and still living on those what if type of situations. Because if you're living on those what if situations, you're like, oh, but what if I didn't do this, or what if I didn't go here? I wouldn't be like. Don't worry about those what ifs,
Yeah.
because those what ifs are those scenarios that you're just creating in your own mind. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah, man. I totally understand you, man. It's like I said, I'm still struggling. You know, like I said, I know how drug addiction test
Hmm.
got, but it's food. That's my addiction.
Yeah.
And if you go to the Bible, it's also bad.
Hmm.
That's also bad. The people that overeat and all of that's bad. That's a
Yeah.
sin as well. Yeah, I'm still struggling. So believe me, I'm still trying to get myself into that, still to be that demon. I beat all the demons
Hmm.
in the past that I have, like a depression,
Yeah.
all of that things, because those also demons that we have in life. Sometimes people keep that in mind. Those negativity that you have in life, and you feel those demons trying to hold you down,
Hmm.
and not let you go to the light. So
Yeah.
we that's why it's good to always try to take at least a moment in your daytime, take a moment to talk to God, to communicate with God.
Amen.
You have to do that. we all
Amen.
we all have to do that.
We
Even
do.
me, when my busy life, I always take a time. Every time that I wake up, I'll do that. I wake up, I thank God, and of course I need to call my wife before she could kill me. So what if she's the one who called me?
Yeah, listen, you,
Yeah,
you gotta you gotta
yeah, no,
keep on
but
top of that.
we just still a clown. Well, no, but for real talk,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we always need to take a time to look for God, because in the time period that we live in today, I'm telling you, people, it's going to come a time that we're going to forget His name, and the
Hmm.
Bible. Put this day down that I'm saying this to you guys.
Yeah,
Don't forget, because the time will come that you're going to forget His name,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
So, so yeah, man, and I really like the way that you open yourself. Thank you for that, for sure.
Definitely, definitely.
Your life with us, and 6 months, bro. Like,
6 months
you know,
is, you know,
like I
yeah,
say,
yeah, definitely,
good job, brother. Good job. Feel
definitely,
proud of yourself. Keep
definitely.
going, bro. I wish I can have that energy too. I can fight with this demon. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I know I'm positive. You know the and the path that I'm right now.
Hmm.
I know I'm going to. I know for sure that I'm going to do it. Why? Because I have a responsibility now. I have a family. I want my. I want to grow old with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And my
Definitely.
childrens and my wife. You know, I want to grow old. So that's there are my motivation. I have to do it. I have to do it for
And
myself. I have to do it for
yeah,
them.
exactly. Not only for them, but for yourself too, so that way you could
Hmm.
be at the place where you want to be with them. You
Exactly. There
know,
you go. You said
and
better
it,
than
and
me. Yeah.
yeah, and like you said, it takes its time. You know, not everything's gonna happen overnight. Not everything is gonna change overnight. It takes its time. You know, but one day you'll start to see yourself pushing away the food, all of the stuff that you know that you shouldn't be ingesting, and you'll start to see yourself just getting a lot more healthier. Not saying that you're not healthy right now, but
Hmm.
you'll get a lot more healthier where you'll be able to, let's say, run around with your daughter, where you'll be able to run around with your wife and kids, and just have a
Yeah.
good time. It's gonna take its time, but just one step at a time, baby steps.
Hmm.
One moment at a time. Don't sit there and try to rush it. Like me, for an example, I'm trying to gain some weight, you know, and I see everybody else like they'll gain weight, they'll lose weight, and I'm still sitting here the same way that I've been since high school,
Right.
and I'm like, how do you guys do it? But it takes its time. Like I have to find something, some way that can help me gain the weight, not too much, but
Hmm.
just help me gain a specific amount of pounds, so that way I can feel good about myself, you know? But it's gonna
Yeah.
take its time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, just slow and steady, you know?
Yeah. Look at this. Let's go to this. Shout out from Chicago. Thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the support.
Thank you for
Uh,
stopping by.
yeah. Look at what my
Just one
wife
foot
say.
forward and keep going. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah. That's my wife right
definitely,
there.
definitely.
Thank you for
Hello,
the.
hello.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. Hi.
Hello,
Thank you
hello.
for being
What's up? What's
there.
up?
And also for the people that are having Instagram, thank you for being there as well. Appreciate it.
I gotta try to share my podcast. I mean
Yeah, I
the
see. I see you share. Yeah, send me that for because I can like that post it and he also put it the link on my description for people can follow you and check you out later.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
shared I shared the video on Facebook that we have right now, but now I'm gonna try to see if I could share the Instagram one to share it to
hmm
somebody because he wanted to stop by in the video. So let me see. Here he is. Share. But yeah, like everything takes its time. It's like everyone says, it's one step at a time. We have to take it slow and steady. Not try to rush and change everything.
yeah.
And there's one thing that I mean I may talk about it in this podcast as well, but when I went to Hawaii,
hmm
that was probably maybe 6 years, 7 years ago, something like that.
hmm
The experience was beautiful. I love it over there. The people are beautiful. Like if you ever get a time to sit there and take your wife and kids somewhere, take them to Hawaii. Like that place is beautiful. It's just it's amazing. Like I loved it. You know,
Awesome. Yeah.
but the person that I went out there with, like, I guess they were expecting something different or something more from me. Because she
Okay.
invited me to a wedding. One of her friends was getting married, so I was like, why not? Like it's an opportunity that I don't think that I'll ever get, like to be able to go to Hawaii. Like that's a place that I don't have Hawaii money. And she sat there.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, listen, Like if you want, like I'm gonna have my friend, they're getting married, and I want you to come. I'm like, all right, you know. But while I was over there, I didn't feel, I guess, comfortable around them as much. Like I felt like the outcast, like they're pretty much not my, like we was in two different classes, like they were in a pretty much high
Mhm.
class and I'm pretty much in like a low class or medium class, like we wasn't on the same level, you
No.
know. But in the beginning, like I said, everything was good. We did, like, we went to the wedding.
Mhm.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. But like a little bit later on after that, like I started to distance myself because I felt a little off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
let me stay away from them, and I was just enjoying the scenery, enjoying life and everything. Where are you both from? Well, I'm
From New
from New
York.
York.
We're
We both from
from
New York City,
yeah, New York.
you know, New York City up in here. Um, so like on our last day at one of the resorts that we was at, which is the Disney Resort, on our last day that we was there,
Mhm.
we were supposed to go to like another hotel,
All right.
and at that point, like I said, like I distanced myself, and like we weren't really talking. Like we was in one room, but we were all not really talking. Me, her, and her brother. Nobody was talking to each other. So they came into the room that same day that we was about to leave. They packed up their stuff and they pretty much like left the hotel room. And I'm still sitting there in the room. I'm like, so is it our last day? Do I pack up? What do I do? So
Right.
I packed up all of my stuff and I started to walk out and I started to leave. And like I walked right by them. They were at the front desk area. I walked right by them. They didn't say anything to me. So I'm like, all right. I continue. I walked outside, and I have this one bad habit where I smoke cigarettes. So I was outside, and I was smoking a cigarette, and her brother comes outside, and he's like, oh, like he was pretty much saying that I was using his sister. But I'm like, your sister is the one that sat there and offered to bring me out here. Like, I didn't sit there and tell your sister, hey, take me over there. I
Right.
didn't, like, do that. Like, that's not what it was.
Mhm.
So he's just sitting there. He's like, oh, you're using her, this, that, and the third. And, like, he's seeing me smoking. And he's like, oh, and there's, like, some things that, my sister doesn't know about you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And then like he threatened me. He's like, "Oh, I should just pretty much choke you out and let you die right here."
The
You
hell?
know? So I'm in Hawaii, like I don't
You don't
have
have
family in
you don't
Hawaii.
have nobody over there.
I don't have nobody,
You are by
you know?
yourself. You are alone.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything stupid because number one, I don't want to get arrested and then be stuck in Hawaii. It's not like if I'm in New York or if I'm like in Chicago or if I'm, where I could easily just, that's like what, 6 hours or something like that away, So I'm like, yeah, nah, So I walked away from him, and then she started texting me and trying to call my phone. She's like, listen, I told him not to go over there and tell you this, that, and the third, And I ignored her messages, because I'm like, that made me feel like, it's like, why is your brother coming at me like that? Like, I'm not using you, I'm not trying to use you in any way, shape, or form. That's not what it is,
Yeah.
you know and she's like, oh, just come with us to the next hotel, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the next hotel because I don't trust your brother, because Jai, your brother, already threatened my life, and what if I would have went? You see, and this is like those what if types of situations. It's like I don't like to play those scenarios, but it's like if I would have went there, then what would have happened? Like
Right.
I don't know what would have happened. She don't know what would have happened. Nobody knows what would have happened. So I didn't go, and so they pretty much got on the bus, and they took the bus. They went to the next hotel, and I was still at the Disney Resort Hotel, just sitting there. And mind you, I had no food. You know, the only thing that I had was just the clothes in my suitcase, and just that's it. No food, no money, nothing.
So
Right?
need even money, bro.
Nothing. No money. I didn't have
Ah.
nothing. So I go back into the hotel,
Hmm.
and I started talking to, like, I started asking people. I'm like, listen, is there any possible way that y'all can help me get from here to the airport? I'm not trying to ask for money. I'm not trying to do none of that. Like, and I'm showing them my ID. I'm like, listen, I'm not from here. Like, I just need to get from here just to the airport. That's it. And like the
But
hotel man,
question. Sorry
dime,
for the question.
you're fine.
At least you had your tu pasaje para regresar, your back, for come back
She
home.
had the ticket. She had everything.
So how you? Okay, keep going.
She
I will
she
let.
she had everything. She paid for everything, so she had everything. But so, then the hotel manager, they, like, she heard about what was happening. She comes, sends like some security guard down or whoever, and they're asking me a question. They're like, "Oh, we heard that you're asking for money." This, I said, "Listen, I'm just trying to get from here to the airport at least, because I'm not from here." And I explained to them what happened, and that this person, he threatened my life, and I don't feel safe and comfortable with, being around this person, you know, and they understood that, and the lady gave me, I think it was like $4 or $5, and they drove me from the hotel to the bus stop that was behind the hotel. But it was like maybe a 5-minute drive or something, 5, 10 minutes, So I'm like, all right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm standing there at the bus stop. Mind you, the phone that I had at the time, it was an iPhone, but the phone, it would die on me too fast. Like, it'll say 90%, and then it'll die. And I'm like, why? So the phone was messed up.
Literally, you was basically naked over there, and so to speak. You was
Yes.
naked, no
Yeah.
money, no
Nothing.
nothing. You was naked, literally.
Yep. So
Like you
I'm
was nervous. You were nervous, so you tried to get
I was
focused.
I was I was nervous, I was anxious, and I was just like, I was saying to myself, I'm like, how am I gonna get home? How am I gonna get home? Because I'm out here in Hawaii, like miles and miles away from family, from people who I know. So I'm like, how am I gonna get back home? That was my main question to myself, is like, how am I going to get back home?
Mhm.
That's all I wanted to know.
Right.
Nothing else. And so yeah, so they dropped me off at the bus stop, and I'm just there at the bus stop, and I'm waiting for the bus,
Hmm.
and like cars are just driving by. Like, it was like a highway. So cars are just driving by, and I was just sitting there. I'm like, man, like, I want to get home, like, and one bus comes, and I'm like, oh, thank God. So this bus
Hmm.
comes, and I'm like, all right. I try to get on the bus, and the lady happens to tell me, she's like, oh, we don't we don't how do you say, we can't take you with your maleta, with your suitcase, with your luggage. We can't take you with that because it was too big.
Oh,
I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Close the door in my face. Drives off. I'm like, nah.
stupid.
I'm like, no. So, like I said, I'm out there. I have nobody. I don't know nobody. So what I do, I call 911, right? Because I'm like, I'm trying to find some possible way. So I'm
You
calling
need
them,
some
and I'm
help. You see,
I'm
home
calling,
one way
yep,
or the other. You need help.
I'm calling them, and I'm asking them, and they're like, oh, this isn't an emergency. We'll transfer this call to somebody else. And I'm like, what? And as they said that, I look, and I see a bus, another bus coming. So I'm like, all right. Hung up the phone. My phone was dying. Turned it off. I'm like, all right. The bus comes, and I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to get to the airport. Like, he's like, why didn't you get on the other bus? Like that lady, like she goes to the same place. And I'm like, she said she can't take me with my bag. He's like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, you could put that underneath the seat. I'm like, really? He's like,
She was.
she was something else, bro. And I'm like, yo, like, are you serious? Like, so he lets me on the bus. I pay for my ticket. I sit down, push my bag underneath. Like I said, I'm out there by myself. I have no family, no friends, no one. So, honest to God, I was sitting on that bus crying. I had my shades on, but I was crying. Because I'm like, I'm
What I
all the
get
way out
myself
here.
into, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I'm out here and I have nobody. I have nothing. And I'm just sitting there saying to myself, how am I going to get home? That was just my main question was how am I going to get back home? I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to get back home, you know? So I'm on the bus for about maybe 2 hours,
Wow.
maybe 2 hours. And we're going from pretty much one side of Hawaii
To the other.
all the way to the other side of Hawaii where they have the airport and I'm enjoying the view, mind you. Like it's beautiful over there. Like the people are beautiful except for that one lady that did not want to let me on that bus, you know? And if she ever watches this or if she ever listens to this,
Estúpida.
screw you, estúpida. Like, how you gonna sit there and just like and say no, we can't take you, but
There are
then yet
people's like that, man. There are people like that. I believe it. They're stupid people. You always go to. It doesn't matter what part of the world you go. There's
yo,
always one stupid.
one estúpida.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
like, I'm like, man. So I finally get to the airport, and I'm there. I'm like, all right, get on the line, and I speak to like the people, and I'm explaining to them like what happened, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get back home. They're like, do you have a ticket? So I had to message the lady, and ask her like, oh, do you have the ticket number or like the plane ticket number or whatever it is, like, do you have that information so that way I could give it to them? She gives it to me, and then I give it to them, and they're like, oh, in order for you to change your ticket, you have to pay like $500. And I'm like, $500? I don't even have 500 pennies. Like, I don't have anything, nothing, nada. So I'm like, man, like, what am I gonna do? So I start trying to like talk to some of my old coworkers, like, yo, can y'all try to see if y'all could just anything, can y'all send me something so that way I could
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get
That's.
back home?
I want to ask you that. You need to have like a car, like bank car, or something like credit card. Nothing with you.
I had a bank card, but I didn't have a credit card. So I had my debit card,
Yeah,
but with
your
no
debit card.
money. Pero no
Fuck.
tenía dinero, no tenía nada, nothing. So I'm like, so I was trying to ask everybody, like, yo, can you help me? Can like anything, so that way I could try to, get back to New York City.
Right.
Because what it was supposed to be from us going from her mother's to California. Then from California, we was gonna be there, just for that night, real quick, until we transfer over to go to Hawaii. Then when we got done with Hawaii, we were supposed to go back to California, stay at her brother's house for like maybe another week or two or something like that, and then we were supposed to come back. You
Mm.
know. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm trying to find somebody to see if anybody could possibly help me with anything. I
Right.
messaged some of my neighbors, I messaged some of my old coworkers at the time, I messaged my uncle on my father's side. I was trying any and everyone, you know, and nobody could help me.
Fuck.
Nobody could help me. So my flight wasn't until 3 days later. So what I had to do was I had to pretty much sleep at this airport for 3 days. I have
Mm.
no money, I have no food, I had nothing.
Like 3 days in the airport, sleeping, probably with cold, freezing your ass off.
It
No
the,
food.
the the thing about Hawaii is not cold. So that's the one good thing
But
about it.
the airport, I guess, had
I
AC.
was
Like,
sleeping outside on the bench at the airport. Like I was inside of the airport and I was sleeping inside and then they woke me up. They said, "Listen, you can't sleep here." So I went outside with my maleta, turn it the opposite way so that way the zipper's like against like hidden so that way nobody could like try to open it and take anything from it.
yeah,
And I would sleep like my head on top of my maleta and I'll just sleep for like a few hours, then I wake up, you know?
bro,
But
you go through hell. Literally.
and I thank God that I met maybe three or four people there at the airport. Like the first day I got there, and they told me that that I needed to spend like $500 or whatnot. Like I told this guy that was working there, and I told him the whole story, what happened to me, and I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you the story so that way you can feel bad for me. I'm not trying to tell you the story to help me in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying this, because this is something that I needed to talk to about, with someone, you know. And
Yeah.
I was telling him, and he's like, bro, wait right here. I'll be right back. I'm like, all right. And maybe 30 minutes goes by, and then he comes back. He comes back with a Burger King bag with a burger, fries, and a soda. Bro,
Boy.
bro, I said, listen, I'm gonna eat half now and save half for later because I'm gonna be hungry later. You know? Boy, I didn't even do that. I ate that whole entire meal. Drank
Ah,
the whole thing of soda. Like the soda was like about like this big. I drank the whole thing, ate the burger, ate the fries, and I felt good. But then I was sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be hungry later. Like, what am I gonna eat later? You know? That was night number one. And I'm like, all right, I was blessed with him. Like he blessed me with some food. I appreciate it. And the next day comes, and like I'm sleeping on a brick little concrete bench, and like right in front of me there's like these food stands right here. There's a hot dog like thing right here right in front of me, and I'm just smelling the food. I don't eat hot dogs, but that day I had like the guy gave me like a hot dog like about like this big and some chips and a soda,
so he
and I
bless you
was like,
too.
he blessed me as well. Like I was explaining it to him, because he's seen me a day again. He's like, "What's going on?" Like, and I explained it to him, you
He
know.
start to asking himself like, "Oh, what he's doing here?" Like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
It's normal. It's
Again,
just human
yeah,
instinct. Yeah.
and so he tells me, he's like, "Listen, I'm not supposed to like give any food away or anything like that." And so what he does, he comes up to me and he's like looking another way and he passes me the food. He's like, "You didn't get this from me," and passes it to me, puts it in my hand, and I'm like, I ain't get it from you. Nope. And I sat there and I ate the whole thing, and I was good for that day. And then, like I said, it was a bittersweet kind of feeling because like I was in a beautiful place. I was on a beautiful island with beautiful people, except for that lady. Like everything there was just amazing, you know.
Except for
And
that lady and the people that leave you alone.
yep, I mean they're not from there, but except for that lady and those two people, you
Yeah.
know. And mind you, that lady, ella sabía, she knew that I was over there. Um, she knew that I was there at the airport, there by myself, alone, with no money, no food, no nothing. She knew that. But did she bother to sit there and try to like help me and, message me, see how I was doing, see if I was okay, see if I was
Mhm.
alive, anything? No, nothing.
There are people like
And
that, man.
that made me feel like crap because it's like I didn't come out here alone. Like you offered to bring me out here and not you're not even like I don't even care if I'm not even asking if you would have given me money or anything. I don't care about that. But like to message me and ask me if I'm okay, to see if I'm good, because I'm not sleeping at a hotel room where you're at. I'm on an island where I don't know nobody. I'm at an airport where I'm sleeping, making sure that nobody tries to take anything out of my bag, that I wake up the next day, that I'm able to at least eat a meal a day, at least, and you couldn't even sit there and remotely try to check up on me. That's what killed me. Because it's like the main person that brought me out there couldn't even sit there and check up on me. You couldn't, you know? And so day three comes, and that's when, we're about to leave. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm already at the airport, so I didn't have to sit there and worry about like going through anything or rushing to get to the airport. Like I was already there, so I'm good, you
Yeah.
know? And so I see them, they're running, they're trying to like run in to catch the flight. And I'm already there and I'm just waiting for the flight. And before like I got on the plane, I told the attendants, I'm like, listen, there's some people here that, they pretty much threaten my life or whatnot, and I don't feel safe around them. And like, is there any possible way that you could try to like change my
Mhm.
seat so that way
Mhm.
I'm not next to them, I'm not by them, I'm not near them? They're like, all right, cool, like I got you. And they actually went ahead and they changed my seat. They moved me from where they're at to another seat in the plane all the way in the back. And luckily as well, like I told you before, they told me, I mean, I told you that we were supposed to go from Hawaii to California,
Uh huh.
and I would have been in California for about maybe like 2 weeks. So I would have been probably stranded now in Cali, you know. So the good thing, what happened, they changed my flight ticket. They said once I pretty much got from Hawaii to Cali, I had to run, grab my maleta, run all the way to the other side of the airport to hop on the next plane to go all the way to New York City. So, and like I said, mind you, I have no food. I have no money. I couldn't take a shower. I was sweating, you know? So I get on the plane to come to New York, and I finally get to New York, Queens, I think it was LaGuardia or whichever one of those airports out here.
Mhm.
So I get there and I said to myself, I said, listen, thank God I'm home, but I'm not home, you know? And
Mhm.
I'm like, now is my way to try to find a way to get um from Queens to the Bronx. Now I have to find a way. So, mind you, I have no money. I have nothing, nada. So I called one of my old coworkers. I called her and I'm like, listen, is it possible that you could like come over here to Queens to like try to pick me up, because I'm home, but I'm not home. And she couldn't do it. So I'm like, it's all right. I'm not really expecting but I just wanted to try. She couldn't do it. So I'm like, all right. So I landed maybe in New York City, like the sun was out. I don't know what time it was, but the sun was out. The sun was out, that's all I know. And it was summertime too. So it was hot. So I walked all the way from the airport all the way because I didn't know like how everything was set up, but like I walked all the way from there all the way to
But first of all,
some sh
first of all, when you feel the plane land
mm,
in American soil, how do you feel?
bro, I wanted to get out and kiss the floor because now, I mean,
I'm
I'm
home.
I'm
You're like,
I'm
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 home.
home. I'm home. I'm not home, but I'm home. You
Exactly.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, when I felt that plane just
Yeah,
I'm like, I looked around, I'm like, New York City. And then I said to myself, how am I gonna get home now to the Bronx? Like
yeah.
I'm in Queens, but now how am I gonna get to the Bronx? So from there, I walked from that airport all the way to I don't know um which train station or whatever train station it was, but I walked for maybe an hour, an hour and a half.
Maybe you walk to the A train, right? It's the nearby
I
to
don't
the
even
airport.
I don't even know what train it was, bro.
It
I
was
don't
a
know.
train.
It was a train. It was a train. It was a station, and I said, "Let me take this train." And I got on that train, but before I got on the train, I asked the guy. I said, "Listen, does this train go to the Bronx?" Oh, you'll just have to transfer. Okay, cool. I don't know what train it was, but I got on that train and I took it and got to some other stop there. Went transferred over, and once the train got to I think it's 149th and Third Avenue or
Hmm.
149th and Grand Concourse. Once he
So
got there,
yeah, that's the four line 4 5.
yeah, that was the no well the four goes through there as well
Mhm.
as the two and five, I believe.
Yes, yes.
So the door wasn't closing. The train was sitting there for about maybe 5, 10 minutes with the door just open. Like
Mhm.
I told you, bro, I hadn't bathed. I wasn't smelling like a nice, I was funky and I'm
Yeah,
sweating and I'm like, oh my God. The door wasn't closing and I'm getting very like impatient and I'm getting annoyed and I wanted to get home.
yeah.
So I said, you know what? I got off the train. And what do I hear behind me as soon as I get off the train?
Wow.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. I looked back at that train. I said, I shook my head. I was so like upset, and I'm like, yo, like the whole time the train didn't want to close, the train didn't want to move, the train didn't want to go anywhere. I get off the train, stay clear of closing. I'm like, yo, get out my face. So I walk upstairs. I say, you know what? Called my mom real quick. I said, Ma, listen, I'm in the Bronx,
Hmm.
but now I'm on 149th and Grand Concourse. I don't have no money still.
Yeah,
But like she's like, stop a cab, get in the taxi, and like I'll pay for it once you get downstairs or whatnot. Just
mm,
do that. And I said, all right. Stop the
yeah.
cab, and while I'm driving home in the cab, The moon is out. Bro, I told you it was morning time when I got to New York City. Those people who helped you are sent by him for you to not be alone. Hearing that, my heart is broken for you. Listen, I appreciate it. And yes, those people who was there at that moment was from God.
Yeah,
They
that,
definitely was, and I cannot sit there and say it
yeah,
in any other way. I cannot look at it in any other way
hmm
because it was him. You know,
that
he was
that's
still sitting there. That's your
that.
wife.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Yeah. Like he was sitting there, he was still working his way in my life at that moment,
No,
you
I'm
know?
telling you, I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. It's like literally this story that you telling us, and thank you again for opening yourself. It's like going exactly through hell. That you know, and see how strong is your faith. You know what I'm saying? Like tu
Mm,
fe con Dios.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exacto.
And bro, because I believe me, I'm a traveler. I travel a lot around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Few things happened to me before, like in Chile. You know, that I almost get like kidnapping. But taxi driver and all of that. That's a story that you know that I would like to share one day.
Okay.
Uh, and it's crazy. You back? Okay, yeah. It's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy the story, man. But that's happened where you know in my past, you know, my
Mm-hmm.
past relationships, and it was crazy, man. I also when I was in Mexico, also as well with my brother, like people trying to, you know, like rob me, like right in you, like they don't even pretend, they don't show you they want to do, you know, hurt you. When I was in Cancun, so I've been a few places there, you know, like, but like never like that without money. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the crazy. I believe like anything can happen, but as long as you got money to defend yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you good. But without
Mm-hmm.
money, bro, that's at the level of fear. Like I want you
Yeah.
to what can I do? Like it's nothing. Like I can you know buy a bottle of water. Nothing.
Nothing. You know.
It's so far from home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see the far that I've been from home is like I believe Chile that is all the way south and the Philippines.
Yeah.
The other side of the world. That's the two places that I've been so far away from home. But at least in the Philippines, I got my white family. They was always around me. I got somebody. But damn, bro, like that's crazy. That's crazy. That's
Bro,
crazy.
it really is. And like I said, when I landed at New York, the sun was out. It was daytime. I'm in the taxi driving home. I see the moon. It's nighttime. I got home, and boy, I told you I took about like a 2 hour shower, a
Mhm.
2, 3 hour shower. I was just in that shower for so long and just thanking God for bringing me back home, you know? And He'll test you in every way, shape, or form. He'll test you to see how strong you are. You know, because God, like I tell people, God is not going to sit there and like give you more than what you can handle. He knows how much we can
Exactly.
handle.
Exactly.
You know, he already knows what we're gonna do, what we're not gonna do. He already knows the good and the
God
bad.
God will not put weight in your back that you cannot handle it, that you cannot carry. So
Exactly.
it's just test the life gave it to you to see, you know, how strong your feet is you
Yep,
know on you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happened to me so many times in different ways.
definitely.
And thanks God I managed to
To overcome
to
it
get to
and
overcoming and yeah and get what I you know what I need to be. Yeah,
definitely.
it's happened, but that's question. This is the $1 million question. So what happened with that person? Do you see that person again? Like those two
Now,
persons, like her and her brother?
I've never seen him again. No, because he lives
Hmm.
in California. She lives out here, and the crazy thing is she's a teacher at the school where I used to work at, you know? And
Hmm.
when I got to the school and she sees me, she did one of these. She looked and she just turned her head, hit her face, and just kept walking and didn't even say anything to me. Didn't say, "Oh my God, thank God you're safe," or this or that or the other. Just walked right by me like, como si fuera que I didn't even exist,
Hmm.
And I'm just there like,
You know
you know,
that
like,
that's very sad. In this part, I need to be very careful with what I'm saying because I don't want to hurt nobody. Saying like there are few people that follow me there. Belong to my past life. But this is something sad because sometimes
mm,
when you do things for somebody and give too much of your time to somebody, to one person, and do things like that is very it's it's hurt, man. It's hurt.
mm-hmm,
It's hurt. And then when they see you like just ignoring you like nothing happened, like Chiro, that's mean the Chiro give a you
give a
know
crap.
crap that you die or something bad happened to you. That
Mm-hmm.
thanks God nothing bad happened to you. You know
Gracias
what I'm
al
saying?
Señor, yeah,
Gracias a
definitely.
Dios. But like man, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like you never be alone if you with God. You need to look for God, because it doesn't matter. You can be in the worst situation. I believe my wife go through a situation like that back in Jordan, that she was alone, but
Mm-hmm.
thanks God she was managed to get out from there, man. But that's what I say. Like there is nothing in this life that you can overcome, but you have to be with God. If you don't believe and you not trusting yourself, you not trusting Him, that's it for you. That's it.
Definitely. And like I said, I thank God that He was actually there for me, and like the way your wife just pretty much put it, like, you know, those people who were there in that moment, in that path at
Hmm.
that time,
Hmm.
that was pretty much God sitting there saying, "Listen, you're alone, but you're not alone."
Yeah.
I'm here. Like, even if I'm not here, like, I have people out here who are going to help you,
He got the work.
and
He got the worker. He got the person on the bus that let you get in and put the things under the chair.
the
He
person
got
on
the
the
work in the airport. He got the hot dog guy.
all of
Angels,
them.
angels,
Yep. Oh,
angels.
and something else. Because now I remember there was this. I think it was the first night that I was there. There was this lady, like, she had wanted me to, like, go to the one of the vending machines real quick
Hmm.
to get her. I think she wanted like a can of soda, or like she wanted a soda and something else. So she's
Hmm.
like, can you go over there real quick? Can you try to get it for me? I'm like, all right, no problem. I left my maleta there. She gave me some money. I walked and I walked and I seen one vending machine that didn't have what she wanted. I seen another that didn't have, and then I finally stumbled upon one and I got her what she wanted. She wanted I think it was a Pepsi and some other stuff there. So I'm like, all right. And what I got myself was a bottle of water. So I'm like, I don't want to drink soda, like I try to stay away from soda and try to drink a lot more water, you know. And I come back to her and I think she had given me, I think it was a 10. It was a big bill. I don't remember how much it was, but like I went to give her back her change. She's like, "Oh, no, 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 keep it, keep it." I'm
Mm.
like, "What? No, 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 here, here." She's like, "No, no, no, it's all right, just keep it." It was like maybe but maybe $10. I don't remember, but like I had like some cash on me. So with that cash, like I was able to buy myself a water, and in that morning, the next day, like I went bought myself like a little breakfast or something,
Yeah.
but the food there at the airport is not gonna be like, the bodega over here in New York City where it's like, oh, you could get this for like 250 and
Yeah,
get
yeah,
this
yeah.
and no,
It's more expensive. Yeah.
you
Tell me
know,
about it. I'm in the airport all the time.
yeah, you already know. You already
Yeah.
know how it is. So it's like I'm like, man, but you know, thank God that she sat there and she looked out for me. And these are people who are being worked by with God. Like, God is sitting there working in their life to work in my life.
Yeah.
Because God already knows the path that we're gonna take. And like I tell people, God does not give somebody a flat surface and say, walk down this path, everything's gonna be good, everything's gonna be great. While you're heading down the path that you're walking down, like there's gonna be a lot of trials and tribulations. There's gonna be stuff that you're gonna go through that is gonna try to like take you off of the course where God's trying to like send you to,
Hmm.
you know? And like I said, like I thank God that these maybe five people who was in my path at that moment were there, because it it was already written in my life that God had already written for me.
Yeah.
It was already there, so God already knew and knows like this person's gonna be in his life, this person's gonna help him out with this situation, that person's gonna be there. And it may not be something big, but just those little things count and those little things adds up,
Oh yeah.
because it shows that, like I said, yes, you're alone, but you're not alone, you know? And like I said, I thank God that I was able to make it from Hawaii back to New York City. Granted, it took 3 days. Granted, I had to sleep at the airport for 3 days. Granted, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, I didn't have the other.
But let's
But
be
I
honest.
still
Yeah, yeah.
made it
Let
back.
let thanks God. Let's be honest. Sometimes those type of things, it's probably going to sound a little bit crazy what I'm going to say now, but I this is the way that I believe.
Hmm.
I believe that everything that happened to us is for a reason.
Oh, definitely, definitely,
So
definitely.
sometimes people sometimes like, oh God, why? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué a
Hmm.
mí? Like, why
Hmm.
me? All of that. There is a reason why that happened to you.
Yep, definitely.
And I guarantee you from that experience, you learn, it make you stronger and a better person.
Hmm.
Just like I'm a past life D. I suffer a lot. The one before that one, like like I making me the man that I am today,
Yep,
the person that I am today. So
definitely.
everything that happened in life is always happen for a reason. That's
Hmm.
guaranteed. Only
Yeah,
God know and the way that He works.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
And you took the words right out of my mouth because
Hmm.
that's what I say. Like everything happens for a reason. Like you're not gonna sit there and go through something for nothing, you know? And like I tell people, it's in life we learn two things. We learn lessons, and then sometimes we get blessings. And then in the midst of it all, sometimes we get lessons and blessings at the same time,
Hmm.
you know? But we're always learning something in our life. We're always being tested with something,
Hmm.
that God is sitting there testing us with. Like for an example, when I stopped smoking, like I still have people sitting here trying to like talk in my ear to try to get me to smoke. And I still get those moments where I'll sit there and be like, you know what, maybe I should just smoke again. But then I have those friends that'll sit there and be like, bro, like no. Like one of my friends,
Hmm.
I was telling him like I was feeling like crap because I fell down the stairs last year. So like my back was hurting, my arm was hurting, you know? And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like I should just like smoke so that way I could just like numb the pain. And he's like, bro, no. I'm like, bro, but like, come on. He's like, bro, no, like you've made it this far. And that was only maybe 3 months in,
Okay,
you
look
know?
at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I don't agree with that. Everything in life you do with a reason. You're the one making decisions.
Look, that's why God give us a brain. God put everything there, but that's what God not forcing you to do things.
Mm-hmm.
It's on you to make the decision if you do the right thing or the wrong thing. It's on
Mm-hmm.
you. We decide what to do. Yeah, that's why He give you the freedom to us to decide what we want to do in life.
Yeah.
Simple as
Yeah.
that. We make our own choice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you making it bad, it's on us as well to recognize that we did it wrong
Mm-hmm.
and do the
Definitely.
right thing. So yes, at the end of the day, things happen for a reason. And thank you for the comment.
Thank you. But it's just little things, like
Mhm,
everything just comes about in our path for a reason,
mhm.
one way or another, no matter
Yeah,
how we look at it.
exactly.
Granted,
That's why we had the freedom to make choice. That's why we had the
yeah,
brain. We make
yeah,
our own choice.
yeah.
You
And
know,
God
and
already
and
knows
and
the
not, and
good and the
not,
bad.
and I'm not a big Bible guy,
Hmm.
but I grew up around people that the pastor and all of that.
Yeah.
Like my full family Christian. Like I grew up in a church, but it's not like like the church not getting to me. But I
Hmm.
remember a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and so I know my things. Believe me, no, I look crazy, but I know my things.
Hmm.
but yeah, that's thing that also if you subscribe to my Instagram because there's things that are going to be talking. I'm going to be talking about religion because in this type of platform we cannot talk about that because the people get too offended real quick. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear
Yeah.
you talking about God, they'll get offended. That's what I'm saying. What I said earlier, be close to God because the day will come the people will forget his name.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. That is true.
And that is in the book of Revelation. People, I'm telling you.
And not a lot of people would sit there and I mean, we're not gonna touch that topic too
Yeah, that's
much,
that's why
you
that's
know.
why that's why I'm telling you guys. It's only 99 cents. Go to my Instagram. Dark Punish is right here
Hmm.
in the screen. Dark Punish is 7C. Go to my Instagram. Subscribe. Where in that platform are going to be talking about religion, conspiracy theories, a lot of things. So you like those type of topic? You like to come and talk? We can dialogue and talk all of that.
Hmm.
Subscribe, and let's talk about. And that's how let's talk.
Yeah, yeah. Because not every platform wants to hear you talking about that. Not every platform, not
And
everyone
that's how
can
you
sit there.
know. And that's how you know we estamos en los últimos días
Hmm. Yeah,
because you can get banned, you can get strike only talking about God. Can you believe that?
and that's crazy.
People get offense by you talking about God.
Yeah.
Pero como Dios dice, y esta parte lo voy a decir en español, como Dios dice, Él nunca se olvidará de sus hijos.
Hmm.
Aquellos que se humillan, aquellos que hablan de Él, que dan su palabra, mientras todo el mundo que esté tirando la piedra, Dios no
Hmm.
te va a dejar solo, Dios te va a recoger porque Dios no se olvida de su tripulación, Dios no se olvida de su gente, Dios no se olvida de sus hijos.
Claro que no. You're right.
So, yes, I know 100%. I know, yo todavía sigo siendo un pecador. No soy 100% convertido. No he aceptado a Dios todavía como mi único salvador, pero sí lo respeto. Sí que sé quién es Dios. Y te puedo decir que yo no tengo miedo de hablar de Dios porque conozco que Él existe y conozco que todo lo que yo tengo es gracias a Él.
Amen.
So,
Yes,
so
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it, bro.
and
Definitely.
yeah, I'm like that. Oh my god, I can't wait. I really that's something that's a project that I'm working also on my Instagram.
All
So if
right.
you interested, of course, I can invite you to talk over there. We can talk more
Yeah, definitely.
over there because we need to look more for God. We need to
Yeah,
look. We need
def.
to get more close to Him because in the shitting hole that we are today in this world,
Mhm.
we need Him.
Yeah, we do.
We need Him.
We really do.
And yes, I do believe in heaven.
Mhm.
Like it's a hell. This is hell. As a matter of fact, this is hell right now. We in hell.
Yeah, pretty
we should
much.
we should need to fight to clean our soul to enter to heaven. Period. Period.
Amen. Amen. But
So
it, little things, you know, it just works its way, and it teaches you a lesson,
mhm,
and with that experience of me being stranded over there in Hawaii, me being, sleeping at the airport for X amount of days and not having money, not having food, and having this, like it taught me to sit there, and next time when I do travel somewhere,
mhm,
I'm gonna have my own this, my own that. Like nobody's gonna have my ticket because I'll buy my own ticket. Like nobody's gonna buy or try to say, "Oh, I got you." No, 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 no. I got me. Why? Because I already learned from my last mistake or my last experience, or my last decision that I made. Like I already learned that I cannot sit there and depend on other people,
mhm.
you know. Not
Yeah.
saying that everyone is out to do that, but it's just something that I know that like I'm just gonna make sure that I'm good on my end, and not worry about somebody else. Oh, I got you with this, and then what? Then you don't have it, and then I'm sitting there stranded,
Mhm.
or something little happens and you get mad at me for whatever the case is, and then bam, now I'm just pretty much stuck out there. No,
Right, right, right.
no,
Like I said, man. Like I said, like I do it my team. I want to do it on my way.
mm-hmm,
Nobody going to kill my vibe. Like I believe I try to get closer to God. I know there is a heaven. I know as well, like not everybody will go there.
mm-hmm,
You
yep,
die, you reincarnate,
mm-hmm,
repeat yourself. Like I say, el que no conoce la historia está condenado a repetirla. So
mm-hmm.
which is mean is if you when you come back because I believe ¿cómo tú dices reencarnación? ¿Cómo tú dices eso en inglés?
Reincarnated,
Exactly.
reincarnation.
I believe in that. And I believe that when we reconnect, right, we repeat ourselves.
Mm-hmm,
It's our chance there to make it better.
mm-hmm.
And that's what we keep repeating ourselves. We can repeat ourselves because we condemn. And then we know good, do good, we know we'll see paradise. Period.
Yeah,
And read the Bible a little bit more.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Let me see here.
So, so yeah, man. So how do you see yourself? Like, what do you have planned? What you have in your future? What you have your vision for your channel, for your postcard? Like, what is your plans? How people can
Well,
find you?
my podcast is just pretty much I'll just be talking about pretty much every and anything. One of my episodes, probably me and you could talk about this on the side, but like I wanna like try to get like maybe your other friend, what's his name? The guy that was in your podcast on Tuesday.
Fernando.
Fernando, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I want to like talk about, with guys and ask like some gentlemen like, what it is like to be a man, like
Mm-hmm.
little things, I'm not, it's not only going to be about like my testimony. It's not only going to be about this or that or the other. Like it's going to be about pretty much every and anything,
Yeah.
you know. Now my YouTube, I do my video games on there, so I do my gaming from time to time. Um, yeah, and if you guys do want to happen to try to like find me on Instagram, my thing is the King Official page. You know, ain't nothing spelled differently. Is the King Officials page, and that's it. If you wanna like sit there and follow me or whatever it is, go for it. I'm not gonna sit here and turn anybody down, But my podcast, like I said, with the podcast, I'm trying to sit there and just push it out there and ask questions about every and anything. It's not only just gonna be on one topic, because I
Mhm.
don't want to just be just based on one topic and just keep
Yeah.
people stuck on just one little thing. No, I want to be able to, expand it and get different opinions and get different perspectives on, excuse me, on everything and everyone's perspective on any and everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, like yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
also,
uh-huh.
do
No, no, kick finish.
oh. Also, I do designs on shirts, sweaters, hoodies. I'm trying to get into photography as well. I do art, I do poetry. So one of my designs right here says God transforms anyone. Right here, GTA,
Mhm.
God transforms anyone, you know. So I'm doing these on hoodies, shirts, whatever you're interested in, whatever you want it on, let me know.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, that's something that I want to talk to you about, and
Mhm.
to see if we can work on something. Cause I also do my logos and my design, all of that.
Mhm.
And yes, I would like to work with you. And to those people, like I said before, please subscribe to my Instagram as a Dark Puncher C7C. I'm an open mind guy.
Mhm.
You know, you believe in what you want to believe. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm an open mind. I like to talk about people. Like I say, that's what my subscription Instagram is all about. For talk about conspiracy theories, for talk about your belief, religion, what you think, to spread yourself with me. I'm open to everything. I'm open to
Yep.
everything. I know how limit,
Yeah, you
and
don't have a
over there
limit.
I'm not going to have limit. Unfortunately, you have to subscribe because doing by free like that, I can get banned in those days. So that's the sad part. I would like to do it free, and but it's only 99 cents. So that you know, who know how 99 cents?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, you already know, people. Dave, thank you so much for being here. Te lo agradezco
Uh,
mucho de corazón, brother.
definitely,
We need to
definitely,
keep talking. Hopefully, down the
definitely.
road, I'll call you. We can talk about it and everything. We can enjoy again over here in my
Yeah, yeah,
postcard
definitely.
and talk, and me go to your postcard and talk about a little
Mhm.
bit and all of that. And remember, like, subscribe, favorite, choose the video, leave your comment down below. If you follow me, you're part of the pack. So what you waiting for? And you're in the pack, and let's strong while. Because we will see you next
On the
time.
next.
Gracias, los vemos. Good night, everybody. Take care.